बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मेरी उन तमाम दोस्तों से गुजारिश है कि जिन्होंने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है वो चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाली तमाम वीडियोस आप तक पहुंच सके। थैंक यू।
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। मैं अपने तमाम सब्सक्राइबर्स तलबा और तालबात और दोस्तों को मतला करना चाहता हूँ कि मामूल के मुताबिक जो मुश्किल अल्फाज और फ्रेजिंग जो वीडियो के साथ दिया करते थे वो आज के बाद वीडियो में नहीं दिखाई जाएंगी, बल्कि उनको वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन में पीडीएफ फॉर्मेट में दिया जाएगा ताकि हर स्टूडेंट अच्छी तरह से उन अल्फाज की प्रैक्टिस कर सके और उन अल्फाज के मानी भी याद कर सके। शुक्रिया। Afghanistan's internal developments are of importance to its neighbors, especially Pakistan, full stop, but far more important is Pakistan's Afghanistan policy mess, which is a direct consequence of Pakistan's political situation, full stop. Let us take a brief look at Pakistan's external relations, full stop. Its relations with India are hostile largely due to India, full stop. Its relations with Afghanistan are strained because of strategic short-sightedness, full stop. Its relations with Iran are dubious because of US diplomatic and economic leverage over Pakistan, full stop. Its relations with China are stable but static because of its structural inability to avail of transformation opportunities, full stop. Its relations with Russia remain undeveloped due to Pakistan's elite deference to the US and India's continuing influence in Moscow, full stop. Its relations with the US, despite its elite difference, have declined because of its diminished strategic relevance as well as India's rising strategic profile in Washington, full stop. New paragraph. In this bleak situation, Pak-Afghan relations are crucial, full stop. The Taliban government, long considered a protege of Pakistan, is no longer friendly, full stop. It sees Pakistan's policy towards it as wavering between furtive support and notting to American demands, full stop. Its enemy at home is the Khorasan branch of the Islamic State, full stop. It cannot and will not treat the TTP as an enemy, even though Mullah Habatullah Akhundzada has openly declared that attacks in Pakistan are not jihad, full stop. New paragraph. Mullah Akhundzada also asks pertinent questions, full stop. Why out of Afghanistan's 6 neighbors, only Pakistan, which has fenced almost its entire border, complains of terrorism from Afghanistan, question mark. Is it because Pakistan cannot contain the TTP, which actually operates from inside Pakistan with on and off support from certain quarters, question mark? Or is it because the other neighbors of Afghanistan are more committed to stopping TTP terrorism, question mark? The Taliban government of Afghanistan denies it allows TTP terrorism against Pakistan from its territory, full stop. However, it concedes it has not been able to stop it altogether, full stop. New para. The rest of Afghanistan blames Pakistan for having imposed the Taliban on them and for the vicious regime that oppresses them, especially women, in the name of Islam, full stop. They prefer India to Pakistan and not just because of India's economic assistance, full stop. Pakistan's assistance to Afghanistan on a per capita basis has actually been more than India's, but it has not brought any political goodwill, full stop. This is the measure of the failure of Pakistan's Afghanistan policy, full stop. It has allowed India to potentially develop a strategic pincer or two-front situation against Pakistan, full stop. New para. There is, however, a larger regional context that has to be considered, full stop. India seeks regional hegemony in South Asia, full stop. As long as Pakistan was perceived as a viable state, its relations with China presented an impossible obstacle to India's regional ambitions, full stop. This posed a strategic dilemma for it, full stop. The closer it got to the US against China, including a quantum jump in critically important military technology cooperation, the more the US would demand as quid pro quo that India move away from military cooperation with Russia, neutrality on Ukraine, and economic cooperation with China, full stop. New para. Why would India object given the importance of being a de facto non-NATO military ally of the US, which would significantly advance its regional hegemonic aspirations? Question mark. 1, because India prizes its own status as an emerging great power which chooses its own strategic options, and 2, because ironically a closer strategic alliance with the US actually reduces India's options for regional hegemony in South Asia despite the dwindling strategic significance of Pakistan, full stop. New para. This is because China would be compelled by the US-India military alliance to dramatically raise its own strategic profile in the Indian Ocean and among all the neighbors of India, including Afghanistan, which does not actually border India, full stop. Even with US assistance, India does not have the capacity to overcome such a Chinese challenge, full stop. India's strategic planners know this, and unlike their counterparts in Pakistan, do not fool themselves, full stop. Accordingly, they know India's efficient path towards hegemony in South Asia is a detente with China rather than an option. Limiting a strategic alliance with the US against China, full stop. Such a detente would incline China to view Indian hegemony in South Asia with less alarm and allow it to concentrate on countering US hegemony in East Asia, full stop. New paragraph. Once a detente develops between India and China, its momentum could carry it forward towards a possible entente cordial, and Pakistan would be strategically isolated, full stop. To think the US would or could prop up Pakistan against Such a development would be foolish, full stop. It would still seek a close, if less strategic, relationship with India, full stop. It will not consider balancing its relations with India and Pakistan, leave alone tilting towards Pakistan against India, full stop. Accordingly, whenever Pakistan recovers from its current domestic predicament, it should prioritize investing diplomatically and economically in Afghanistan, Afghanistan's stability and prosperity, full stop. This would progressively build goodwill among the Afghan people, eliminate the danger of a two-front pincer situation, and restore China's confidence in its preferred option of Pakistan being able to counter India's hegemonic aspirations in South Asia, full stop. New para. This could incentivize China to financially and diplomatically support Pakistan's much more welcome influence in Afghanistan and transform the bilateral CPEC into a multilateral CAICAP that would be book-ended by China and Pakistan, full stop. This would eventually enable Pakistan to negotiate with India on more equitable terms, and enable the CASA region, Central and Southeast Asia, to become a major force for peace, security and development in Asia, full stop. Meanwhile, Pakistan needs to boost its own credibility by dissuading the Taliban government in Afghanistan through incentives and disincentives from becoming a global pariah, even in the Muslim world, full stop. It would need to make the Taliban aware that its pretense of being more Muslim than the rest of the Muslim world, and especially its human rights policies, could eventually lead to its isolation within the OIC, full stop. New paragraph. Finally, and Afghanistan public opinion that regards Pakistan much more favorably will be far less disposed to accept Indian policies aimed at undermining Pakistan's interests in Afghanistan, full stop. Accordingly, instead of relying on installing a friendly government in Afghanistan, Pakistan should concentrate on cultivating a friendly people in Afghanistan, full stop.